Businessman and philanthropist Sir Owen Glenn has pulled no punches, calling out the government for not stepping in over a land development dispute in Fiji and New Zealand Hockey Blacksticks debacle. Sir Owen says his land was among some that was dug up and destroyed by a Chinese property developer in Fiji without consent. He says he was locked out of his own property, which had human sewage dumped on it. Legal action from landowners, including Sir Owen, has seen the Fijian government block the development. On his yacht in Auckland's Viaduct today, Sir Owen told business reporter Madison Reedy, enough is enough.
And it's part of my land they were desecrating, that the Ratu had pledged to me and made me a Ratu. And I couldn't even enter my own land. And the security would have forced me off my own land. The lawyers representing the local tribe said, me adding my weight to it, saying, well, that's my land, and they're dumping spoil and waste matter and human sewage on my land, and I couldn't even enter it. You work it out.
Did you finance the litigation?
I paid back the $12,000 that the tribe had spent, and they had no more money. That's the local people who own the island, and they couldn't even enter their land.
Are you asking the Fijian government those questions?
No.
Why not?
Well, why? That's your job, investigative journalist.
But the damage continues.
No, we'll restore that. If they don't do it, we'll do it.
Will you pay for that?
Oh, somebody will pay for it. I don't know who will pay for it. I might ask the New Zealand government to redirect their aid, which hasn't ceased over all these years. And where were they in this stoush? In the end, the New Zealand High Commissioner was instructed to come to the aid of the arrested journalists. But New Zealand hasn't said anything. That's called diplomacy, I think. Call it what you like. I mean, why doesn't our Prime Minister fly to Fiji? It's closer than Beijing.
Do you think she should?
Wouldn't be a bad idea. It's our nearest neighbour, apart from Aussie.
Do you think that this
Aussie didn't say anything either.
Do you think that what happened in Fiji is a New Zealand political issue?
Oh yeah. I mean, New Zealand and Australia have lost a huge amount of ground with Fiji, but it's not our fault. It's the way they've behaved in Fiji with coup after coup after coup. But what we've done is created a vacuum that someone else has filled, and will continue to fill. They already have access for profiteering of ships, etc. So, and they apparently own 6,000 acres of freehold. So, learn Mandarin and how to eat noodles.
Last time we spoke, Sir Owen, we spoke about your court case against Eric Watson in London, and you won that case, and you told me that you weren't confident that he was going to pay what he was ordered to. Have you received that money?
No.
Do you
but
think
I can't discuss it any further. It's sub judice. It's within the court's mandate at the moment to act on compliance orders that the court have issued, and needs to follow up with the defendant, who was, the court ordered him to pay certain sums of money, and the due date has long passed. He says he has no money, but all this is in the court now.
He has too been ordered to pay costs from a High Court case in New Zealand, a tax avoidance case. Does that add to your concerns that you won't see
we
any of
have
your money?
we have preferred creditors. We have a preference on that for different legal issues. Again, it's within the courts now being discussed, and as you well know, I can't discuss it.
That case, though, was quite a slog for you in London.
Well, it's been going on for 9 years.
Why did you bother?
Because it was unjust, and I had 129 million locked in. Why would I bother?
You're quite the justice warrior, aren't you?
No, I just don't like injustice or cruelty, or I'm just a normal human being.
What do you think instilled that in you to take on injustice
My
where
Catholic
you see it?
upbringing, my mother and father, and my own sense of justice. Oh, who have I hurt? Who have I done something wrong against? I don't know. You? No. This country? What have I done wrong? I've donated more money in this country to charities and causes than anybody else, ever. and you can add up the next 50.
Recently with the Hockey New Zealand case, did you pull your funding from Hockey New Zealand?
Yes, until there was a proper investigation, which wasn't conducted, in my opinion. And I think the New Zealand Hockey Board still has a lot to answer for, because all the same people are still there.
If you believe that some of the players stabbed the now former coach in the back, why would you reinstate your funding?
Because not all of them are guilty, so you don't punish the ones that aren't guilty along with the ones that are, if you don't know who they are. And the people that did the so-called investigation, I'm willing to say they gave them anonymity. So what does it say about them?
What do you make
And they didn't even turn up to the press conference.
What do you make of how that was all handled with
Badly.
Hockey New Zealand?
And government should have intervened long before.
Do you think they should intervene now?
Well, there's no governance, proper governance over sport in New Zealand. But that's my opinion. So most people say, well, why don't you go and live somewhere else? Not a bad idea.
Sir Owen Glenn there talking to Madison Reedy.